My name is Grace, and since finals week is coming up, I thought I'd share with you some tips on how to study effectively. Sometimes getting information into your head can be a pain in the butt, but you know what? It should be fun because knowledge is power, and power is fun. Studying should be enjoyable because it only takes you closer to your goals, and isn't that fun? Once you think it's fun, it will no longer feel like a burden. My first tip is to enjoy it. By studying, you are becoming smarter. Therefore, it is making you a better person, so you're more equipped to contribute to our wonderful society. And for me, I feel like I'm putting my life into good use when I learn new topics. I also feel very accomplished when I get good grades because it shows myself that I can be awesome just by investing time. And I think the feeling of accomplishment is very enjoyable. I also think studying can be really fun because I get to use my colorful notes and make the notes look cool. It gives me an excuse to draw those really cool diagrams. And number 2 is that I like to use the process of elimination. For example, I like to take sample tests and pay attention to topics I missed and only study those. I also write down the things I missed on a piece of paper and I look at it every day. By writing down just the things I don't know and looking at the things I just don't know, rather than the whole textbook, it makes it less intimidating to study. I also like to look at the big picture before digging into the details. For example, I like to read the chapter summaries at the end of the chapter before reading the chapter. My third tip is to reward yourself. I think the best rewards come intrinsically, meaning within yourself. Because for me, the reward of getting good grades is self-accomplishment, and nothing beats feeling happy with myself. I feel like I'm the only one who maybe does this, but I like to reward myself with food. For example, I would have a bowl of fruit sitting next to me when I study. Every time I read a paragraph and write notes for that paragraph, I would eat a bite and repeat that. It's like positive reinforcement to study, and that really works for me. I feel like no one else does that, but I feel like that's such an awesome way to study. It's like positive reinforcement every paragraph, and it helps me study for longer than ever, and I've done that for the last 2 years of high school, and I got the best grades. Also, at the end of the day, when I know I studied enough, I like to reward myself with time to draw or internet. This leads me to my 4th tip, which is taking a break and breaking up your study time. If you don't take breaks in anything you do, you're going to experience a burnout and feel unwilling to work for a long time. Therefore, taking breaks are ultimately more productive than working through the whole thing in one go. And because I know I'm not the type of person who can be physically still for a very long time, I like to get up every 45 minutes to an hour or so when I study. So on weekends, when I have the whole day to study, I would always alternate between tasks. For example, I would study for 45 minutes, wash dishes, study for another 45 minutes, mop the floor, draw, study again, and just go and let my day go by like that, and I feel super productive. I'm also getting multiple tasks done at the same time, leaving me feeling awesome at the end of the day. Constantly switching between tasks enables me to begin each task with a recharged brain so I can give everything with my best. My 5th tip is to use your resources, but be careful of distractions. The internet is a wonderful sea of answers to your wonderful questions, but just one click away can lead you to a black hole. For me, I usually have a clear objective of what I want to accomplish during a certain time, which enables me to stay focused. But I know that distractions in the internet can be a major cause of concern for a lot of people. So what I like to do is I like to study with friends in the library, so I have people to keep me in check. Or there's some websites that can blog like Facebook and Tumblr off your computer for a certain period of time. And another resource I really enjoy on my phone are podcasts in the app Pocket, which lets you save articles for any news site online so you can read offline. I enjoy listening to downloaded podcasts and audiobooks when I walk or when I draw, so I can learn something at the same time, so I feel smarter and more productive. And number 6 is to be healthy. Just because it's finals week and you have a big test coming up, doesn't mean you just drop everything and sit all day with junk food next to you and spend hours trying to get information in your head. If you eat healthy food, your body will reward you with the ability to better retain information because your body likes healthy food. If you give your body what it likes and needs, it will give you what you want. Avoid refined and simple sugars, also known as fast-release carbohydrates like candy and soda. Instead, stick to complex, slow-release carbohydrates such as fruits and vegetables, so you'll not experience a sugar crash and your brain will be happier with you and retain more information. Exercise is also one of the most important things because it gets your blood flowing, delivering more wonderful oxygen to all the wonderful mitochondria in the interneurons of your brain, enabling them to efficiently make ATP, which powers them to make more synaptic connections so you become smarter. Your body really likes it when you exercise, so it will thank you with number 7 is to don't stress out about it. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. You should be confident because you can achieve anything with consistency and dedication. Therefore, you shouldn't stress out about it because you already know what you have to do. Procrastination is also a stress that can be easily avoided by simple planning. My 8th tip is to find a study spot. Have a spot in your house or in a library or at your school where you can study with no distractions around. For example, when I'm alone in my dorm, I often find myself going on my phone or on social media. So therefore, I like to go to the library with a group of friends to study together so we can keep each other accountable. And there's no distractions in my library. I won't have my bed. I sometimes like to use a standing desk too because it helps me stay alert. And listening to music is also something that can help me stay focused, but it can be a distraction for some people. But the music I like to listen to is usually video game music like Maple Story, Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, or they're usually like Japanese and Korean with another language. So there's no way my brain can pay attention to the lyrics, and that helps me focus on what's in front of me. And music also helps tune out other people in my environment, so they won't be a distraction to me. It also makes studying more fun because that means I get to listen to music, so it's like positive reinforcement again, just like the food one I mentioned earlier. And my 9th tip is to make connections, or some people call them mnemonics. People learn best when they can apply concepts to previous experiences or different things. For example, the hormone glucagon is secreted by the pancreas when blood glucose levels drop below homeostasis. So glucagon is released when glucose is gone. Or sometimes I like to think of neurons as a salty banana. The concentration of potassium is higher on the inside, and the concentration of sodium is higher on the outside extracellular fluid. By the way, all your body cells are actually salty bananas because they all have the sodium, potassium, ATP. And my 10th and last final tip is flashcards when I try to memorize things. So mnemonics are also good for memorizing things, or they're also good when you're trying to learn concepts like biological or chemical concepts in science. I don't like to make real flashcards with paper. I like to use Quizlet.com, not sponsored by the way. It's an awesome website where I can use to create flashcards. They also have cool games that you can play that can help you learn your wonderful term. Hope you enjoyed my video. If you'd like more helpful tips in the future, you should click the subscribe button because that will make me really happy, and I'm willing to listen to your suggestions. You should also check out my blog and Instagram, linked down below, for more food, lifestyle, running, and just healthy living tips. And my shirt says, I run Grace Pace on the back, by the way. I painted it myself last year. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day and keep thinking happy thoughts.